Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is complete in itself, as well as there is a link from the first to the 18 chapters. And when we are able to understand and establish this individual thought as well as the total thought, then our understanding about Bhagavad Gita becomes complete. For example, in the 7th chapter, Bhagavan has started Jnanam Teham Savidjnanam Idam Vakshami Asheshataha. I shall tell you the Jnana and the Vijnanam. And then in the 8th chapter, in between, Arjuna has asked something because of which Bhagavan has to go off the track. And then instead of telling about the absolute, he also started telling about the relative existence. And in the relative existence, Yoga Dharana, and by this Yoga Dharana also, if we have the correct meaning of Om, because Om is the indicator of both the Apara Brahma and the Para Brahma, the Karya Brahma and the Karana Brahma, the relative self and the absolute self. So whatever is our understanding, according to that we will get the result of Omityekaksharam Vyaharan Ma Manusmaram. So that depends on what is the meaning of Om we have taken. And then again the 9th chapter Bhagavan started by continuing the thought which he started in the 7th chapter. So, 7th chapter he was talking about Jnanam Teham Savidjnanam, and in between the 8th chapter came about the relative existence and going from one body to another body, etc. And after that is over, again Bhagavan came back to the same original theme. Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshami anasujave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Therefore, it is very clear that the emphasis in Bhagavad Gita is that unless we start looking at the world from the absolute standpoint, our understanding will continue to be relative and we will get entangled in this relative existence. And therefore, if you see 7th chapter, initially itself, Bhagavan gives the total knowledge. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu, this is my Ashtada Prakriti. Then Jiva Bhuta Mahabhavo Yedam Dharati Jagat, this is my Para Prakriti. And then Aham Krishnas Jagataha Prabho Pralesthatha, this is the Ishvara Tattva. And Mattaha Paradaram Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. So the basis, foundation is given right in the beginning. And in the subsequent chapter is for reaching to that position, so that the total scheme is we have the understanding of the absolute, and then from the relative how we get out of the relativity and get established in the absolute, that is the spiritual practice. The same thing was told in the 8th chapter. In the 8th chapter also Bhagavan told the same thing, that after you have completed these earlier things, then Abhyasa Yogda Yuktena Chetasa Nanyagamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Partha Yati Anuchintayan. So what is that absolute reality? Then Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. After having given this absolute vision, again how the person should deal in the relative existence. Now in the 9th chapter, the same approach. Bhagavan says, I shall tell you Guhyatamam. Guhyatamam is with reference to the absolute. So And what is that? Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina. After that was told, the teacher then brought to us notice that to reach this absolute, one has to choose. But those who are choosing for the relative world, they continue there and keep on coming and going in this relative existence. Such people are ignorant. And Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha. But the real spiritual seekers are those who are seeking the absolute and not the relative. And for that, the method in the 9th chapter given was the method or the path of devotion, because it is extremely simple. So what is that? It is patram pushpam phalam toyam, and in this manner one attains this supreme self. For that, man manabhav mad bhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eva eshasi yuktaivam atmanam mad parayana. So now the attention is totally focused on this absolute reality. Means what? Let every action, every thought, every word begin from the absolute standpoint and not from the relative standpoint. This was the message given in the 34th verse of the 9th chapter. With this we concluded the 9th chapter, and now we enter the 10th chapter. Bhagavan Shankara introduces Saptame Adhyaye Bhagavataha Tattvam Vibhutayaha cha Prakashita Navame cha. Both in the 7th and the 9th chapter, Bhagavan has told the Tattvam. In the 9th chapter, 7th chapter, what was the Tattvam told? Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. This was the Tattva told in the 7th chapter. The absolute, one without a second, non-dual reality is the ultimate truth, and in this ultimate truth, the multiplicity is superimposed. Then Navamecha, and also in the 9th chapter, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina mastani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastita. After having told this tattva, vibhutayaha cha, and also the vibhutis were also told. So what is the vibhuti of the Lord in these 2 chapters told? In the 7th chapter, Bhagavan told, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shishisureyoho. So, the expression of the glory of the Lord in and through as the essence of everything is vibhuti. So this vibhuti was told in the 7th chapter by 15 examples, Rasoham apsu kaunteya, etc. And in case of the 9th chapter, here also Bhagavan has told the same thing, that I am everything in this world. Therefore, he says in the 16th chapter onwards, even 15th verse, Jnana yadnena chapyanne yajanto mam upasate ekatvena pruthatvena bahudha vishvato mukam. Everybody is ultimately seeking me. Some through the non-dual understanding, second through the duality, and third in and through the totality. And because whether you are reaching me through the non-dual, dual, or through the totality, how it is possible? Bahubhi prakarehi upasate. Because I am everything. Aham kratu, aham yajnaha, swadha, aham aushadam, aham mantra, aham eva ajyam, aham agni, aham hutam. See? And there also he said the same thing in the 7th chapter. Raso hamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi shishisureyo pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurusham nrishu punyo gandha prathivyancha. In this manner, in these 2 chapters, 7th and 9th, Bhagavan has told that how I am the absolute, and this absolute alone is supporting the relative. So, with reference to the support to the relative, the absolute is called as vibhuti. And with reference to the absolute without reference of the relative, it is called as the tattva. So when we talk about gold itself, we are talking about tattva. But when we see somebody's ornament and praise them, oh, how nice is your necklace, because it is in the neck and there is no, it is a lace and there is no neck in that, therefore necklace. And then, oh, how is your headless? One day I asked somebody like this, Swamiji, how can you coin such terms? I said, why, what happened? That which is in the neck, it is called as necklace. Now that which is on the head, the North Indians, they put something on their head. Something like that. I said, what is this headless called as? I said, not headless. I said, when this is a necklace, headless. So when we talk about the ornaments, we are talking about the glory, vibhuti. When we talk about the gold, we are talking about the tattvam. So, evam saptame navame adhyaya cha tattvam vibhutaya cha prakashita. Now, atha idanim, now in the 10th chapter, what Bhagavan is going to do? Atha idanim, yeshu yeshu bhaveshu chintyaha Bhagavan tete bhavaha vyaktavyaha. Now, where and in which places the divinity has to be discovered. So, first was the essence and now it is the expression of the essence in the units. Now see, for example, when it is said, Raso hamapsu kaunteya, I am the rasa in the water. So this is the essence of water is rasa. And now, when we look at this world of multiplicity, we see many units or the categories such as mountains, rivers, trees, animals, then various kinds of things. So among them, how to see the God? Because to understand Raso hamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo, one requires a very subtle understanding. Because we are preoccupied with the names and the forms. We are unable to drop and go beyond the names and the form to the essence. Naturally, for such students, it is necessary that they are given the support of the name and the form, and with the same support of the name and the form, they transcend the name and the form. That is the technique. And this technique is used in the 10th chapter. Therefore, keshu keshu bhaveshu bhagavan chintyaha tete bhavaha vaktavyaha. So which are bhava expressions, existence? Which are those manifestations in which Bhagavan has to be chintyaha, Bhagavan has to be seen, contemplated upon. And therefore, tattvam cha bhagavataha vaktavyam uktam api. And also the essence, the absolute reality of the Lord, bhagavataha tattvam cha vaktavyam uktam api. Uktam api although said earlier. And yet again it is to be said. Why again and again? Durvidneyatvat. Because it is extremely difficult. That it is extremely difficult, we go on repeating again and again. And one day it may click. And therefore, now Dashamodhyayaha begins. Now here also, the 10th chapter, unlike the 3rd chapter and the 5th chapter, begins with the Lord's words directly. And every time when Bhagavan has started himself, he has told that, my dear, I love you, therefore I am telling you. Although you don't want to listen, yet I will tell you. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bhuja eva mahabaho Shrunu me paramam vachaha Yatte ham priyamanaya Vakshami hita kamyaya Shri Bhagavan Vacha, this is the declaration of the Lord. So what he said, Bhuya eva, Bhuyaha Punaha. I know I told you it again and again, I am repeating it, but there is no way out. Why? Because you are dumb. No. It's not like that. Because I love you, dear. See how Bhagavan has to deal. Therefore he says, Priyamanaya. It's not that you are dumb, therefore I am repeating again and again. No. So Bhuya eva. And therefore immediately he uses the address Mahabaho. Mahabaho means what? He who has got tremendous power in his muscles. That doesn't mean his top floor is empty. And if you read Bhagavad Gita, it is so full of jokes and wit in and through. Now just see, if you read it unbiasedly, don't get emotional. Bhagavan says, Arjun, I am telling you, you muscle man of the day, I shall tell you it again, because you don't have the grey matter. This is what Bhagavan probably meant. But because he didn't have grey matter, he will not understand it. So very good. See, Bhagavan has praised me, hey Mahabaho. Arjuna was called as Mahabaho because Mahabaho doesn't mean that he was a chimpanzee, his hands going up to the floor. No. Mahabaho means the power in his, Bahu hands was such that because of his presence with the Pandavas, they felt strengthened and secured. And because of his power with the Pandavas, the Kaurava armies felt weakened. So by being in one place, he was influencing both the sides, and therefore he is called as Mahabaho. Now see how deep is the meaning. So, Bhuya eva Mahabaho. And Mahabaho, it is okay that you have a lot of strength, but do you have the wisdom? These two things normally don't go together. Where there is more of muscle power, there is dearth of wisdom and understanding. Very few Mahatmas you will see, those who are Sandam. Very rare combination. Because once you get into this contemplative mood, naturally you are automatically withdrawn from your gross body identification. There was one Mahatma, he is no more. He died very young, chanting, and he told, I met him long time back. So he was doing Katha Kirtan, and very good voice, and he used to be a Pahalwan. And he used to come for my lectures in Jalgaon, nearby. And I used to have my morning lecture, Ishavasya used to come. And evening I couldn't go for his lecture because my lectures were there on Gita. So he used to come, he said, really I like to hear, in the crowds I can't do anything. And he said, where are you staying? I stay in this room. Can I come and see? I said, come. He came inside. And he saw only one bag. He said, where is your luggage? I said, this is the luggage. Only this much. So he came and lifted the bag. So there were 3-4 pairs of clothes, 1 or 2 books, and that's it. This was not there. Only that. With this you move? I said, yes. I move with huge thing. One full heavy vehicle is required for me. I said, you are not that heavy like an elephant, although you are well built. He said, no, I carry all my gymnasium with me. He used to do a lot of exercise every day. 1001 Surya Namaskar, and then the sit-ups, and then the weightlifting, and then badam and pista, and there is to be a person who will do malish to him, like that. So he told me, he said, I don't get much attracted towards your Vedanta, although I am a devotee, but I like singing and enjoying life. That is what I am doing, and I am going to die while singing the Vitthala's name. And he really died like that. While he was doing the kirtan, in that he had a massive heart attack and he died. So, He Mahabaho, O powerful one, Shrunu me paramam vachaha. Listen my paramam vacha madiyam me paramam prakrushtam. What will be the supreme statement? Supreme statement will be about the supreme reality. See? Supreme statement cannot be about the useless politics. Isn't it? Supreme statement cannot be about the judges. Supreme statement cannot be about the riches. No. Supreme statement can be only about the supreme reality. Therefore, paramam vachaha. So, nirathishe vastunaha prakashakam vachaha. So, prakrishtam vachaha, that means I am going to talk to you that which is dealing about the reality, not about anything else. So, bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha niratishaya vastunaha prakashakam vachaha vakyam. Vachaha means vakyam, the statement. So, I shall talk to you about this. And yat paramam te tubhyam priyamanaya madvajanat priyase tvam ativa amruta iva pivan tataha. Now why I am telling you, know why? Madvajanat priyase tvam. I have seen when I talk, you are listening with all attentiveness. Now suffer, I will not leave you. See? It is always like that. When somebody is listening with all attentiveness, then only the teacher gets the joy of talking. Then only he can bring out the best. If somebody is sitting there with a bell and you have to go and talk, and then do you think you can talk? When I go to these various meetings, like Lions Club, Tiger Club, Buffalo Club. So they are on the dais, there will be 3, 4, 5 people sitting, and then they will say, now so and so will speak for 15 minutes or 10 minutes. The first bell will indicate 5 minutes are remaining, the second will indicate 3 minutes are remaining, the third bell will indicate if you don't stop, we throw you out. Now with that kind of tension, do you think one will be able to bring out the best? So, at a device, look here, how much time? 10 minutes. You don't ring the bell. After 10 minutes, I adjust myself in such a manner, it is automatically over. So, I tell you, Arjun, because madvachanat priyase tvam ativa, you are extremely happy listening to me. Like what? Amrutam iva piban. As if you are having a great intoxication of this divine nectar, and with that sincerity you are listening, and therefore vakshami hitakamyaya hitechaya, and therefore I shall tell you only keeping your good in mind. I am nothing to get out of it. See how important it is. That is why Brahma Vidya is never sold by taking the tickets or money. It is never done. It is contrary to the spirit of spiritual existence. I remember in one place I went, and one retired MP, he used to come. And he said, Swamiji, you are taking so much nice class, and so many people are coming. And I am so surprised, you are not putting any tickets, anybody can come and sit anytime and they also go sometime, you don't bother. This is wrong. You should keep the tickets. Because when people pay, then only they understand the importance of it. Then only they can get benefited, then only they can learn, then only your purpose will be fulfilled. So take at least, if not much, at least take a token ticket of 10 rupees so that they can come and sit. I said, I understand your sincerity, with all concern what you are telling is good. But my problem is different. I have got a different approach. And what is my approach? My approach is, I don't want people to learn. See, you said that I should take it so that they learn, because they are paying for it, but I don't want them to learn. Why? I said, if they learn, where will I go? Everybody will become wise. And when you are with the half-wise people, they start teaching you. I said, it's good. I want to maintain the level of ignorance so that I can again come to this place and pass my time. Here it is to be very clearly understood. There is only one concern, and that is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. It is not by earning money that you can deliver the truth. It can never be. So here also, the teacher Bhagavan Krishna was not going to get anything out of Arjuna. See? Nana vaptam vaptavyam trishu lokoishu kinchana. Bhagavan says in the third chapter. Arjuna, in this world there is nothing that I don't have. And varta eva cha karmani. And yet I am keeping myself busy. See? And therefore, when the Mahatmas, when the teacher teaches, he has got only one criteria, and that is hitakamyaya, desiring the welfare of the disciple. And what is the welfare of the disciple? Welfare of the disciple is not whether you have got, a proper bed, whether you have got a mosquito net. No, that is not welfare. That is farewell. The welfare is, are you able to focus your attention on the absolute or not? That is welfare. All the material things will have one or the other problem. There is nothing that you can do about it. Whatever best you can do and go ahead. Otherwise we get caught up. And this is one very important principle which I learned very hard way, that wherever there are comforts, facilities, honor, respect, there we get attached. And where you get attached, you cannot progress spiritually. See? That is why one of the important instruction for the sannyasis is they should be parivrajaka. Parivrajaka means they should not hang on to the same place for more than 3 days. Okay, in the modern days, 7 days. Not going and hanging to some place for years together and Or else there is another technique called as kshetra sannyas. Then don't go from there at all. Be remaining there only. Like our Shirdi Sai Baba used to be in the same place. So the main idea is to discover dispassion about the relative world, and then only we can go closer to ourselves. So keeping this in view, hitechaya, I am telling you, therefore, shrunu me, listen to me. You now see, one day one person told me, Swamiji, suddenly you tell me to, now be careful, be attentive. Do you think we are sleeping? I said, no, I don't think you are sleeping. See, now here, you see, shrunu me paramam vachaha. So Arjuna was sleeping or what? No. By this statement, what is meant is something very important I am going to tell. If you have gone for a walk, come back. Because nobody can have 100% attention for all the 90 minutes. Not possible. Even if we have got for 9 seconds, we have achieved a great deal. Therefore, bhuja eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha yatteham priyamanaya vakshami hitakamyaya. Kimartham aham vakshami iti atah. So do you know why I am telling you? That listen to me very carefully. Is because name vidu suraganaha prabhavam na maharshayah ahamadirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. Name viduhu na jananti surganaha brahmadayaha. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all the Varuna, Indra, Kubera, all of them, name viduhu. They don't know me. They don't recognize me as well as me prabhavam. So suragana brahmadaya na jananti. Kim tena vidu, what they don't know about me? Mama prabhavam, mama prabhavam. Mama prabhu shakti iti atishayam. So they do not know the limit of my prowess. And basis of this, you read the story in Bhagavad Mahapuran. There this event comes when Bhagwan Krishna had gone on the banks of Yamuna ji, and he was playing with his mates. In Australia, when they meet each other, they say, "Hi mate." So first time I went, I couldn't understand what they are talking. "Hi mate." And when you go into that, immigration, so you don't know what is coming, they start. So I asked, "Hey, what do you say, might like that?" So that is the friend. So when Bhagwan Krishna went there with his friends, and they were sitting together, and without any rules and regulations, they started eating food. There was no question of left hand touching, right hand touching, and don't touch me, taking the food on the hand itself, and no brahmarpanam, brahmahavi, brahmagno, brahmanahutam, and all kinds of, uncultured way they were eating. Brahmaji got angry. Arey, these people are behaving not right. They need to be taught. So he makes all the cows and cowherd boys, everything disappear by his maya. And then he wanted to see what this Krishna is doing. So Bhagavan Krishna himself becomes everything. And it continues for 1 full year, and nobody knows about it. And after 1 year, Brahmaji says, "Hey, nowhere there is obstacle, it is continuing. Who is this fellow?" And then he comes to know that he is Parabrahma Paramatma. So, Name Vidu Suraganaha Brahmadayaha. This is from the Adi Daivik point of view I am talking to you. I will come to Adhyatmik later. So, Suraganaha Brahmadaya. Then, Mama Prabhavam Prabhavam Prabhu Shakti Atishayam Na Viduhu. They do not know my powers. See, Brahmaji can create the world out of the Pancha Mahabhutas created by the Lord. Please understand. Like a pot maker can make pots out of the clay. He cannot create the clay. The goldsmith can make the ornaments out of the gold. He cannot create the gold. So, Brahmaji, etc., they do not know Mama Prabhavam, Prabhu Shakti Atishayam, Athava Prabham Prabhavanam Utpattim, or they do not know my origin. Why they don't know? Because I don't have origin. So, na aham, na api maharshayaha, bhrugvadayaha viduhu. And so also the great maharshis such as Bhrugu, etc., they do not know me. Kasmat tena vidu iti uchyate. Why they don't know me? Do you know? Aham adihi karanam hi yasmat devanam maharshinam te sarvashaha sarva prakaraihi. Because I am the primordial cause of all the devas and the maharshis from all point of view. And the effect can never know the cause. See? The wave can never know the ocean. The moment the wave will dive deep to see the depth of the ocean, the wave will disappear. It cannot know. And therefore, the Suraganaha, Brahmadayaha and Maharshayaha me prabhavam na viduhu, because aham adi karanam devanam maharshinam sarvashaha. I am the cause of everything in this world. Now this is, we have seen from the Adi Daivik point of view. Adi Daivik point of view means what? From the samashti point of view, from the totality point of view. Now as we have seen in our Yoga Shastra, what is in the samashti, the same thing is in the Vyashti. There is no difference. The sun hanging in the sky and the eyes fixed on our face, they are the structures. And that who is manifesting through the structural sun in the sky is the Surya Devata. And the vision which is manifesting through our eyes is the Surya Devata. So three things. The structural is Adi Bhautik, made out of bhutas. Then the sun expressing through the structural sun in the sky is Adi Daivik. And the sun expressing through our eyes as a vision is Adhyatmic. So we have seen this meaning according to the Adi Daivik understanding. Now bring it the same thing at the Adhyatmic level. Name vidu suraganaha. Who are the devas in us? Aham adir hi devanam. So there are all devas are all our faculties. Dyotanat devaha. Those who are able to illuminate. So all our faculties, they are called as devatas. So, na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati, na manaha, na vidmaha, na vijanimaha. This Kenopanishad mantra is meant over here. Name vidu suraganaha. Suraganaha, the hordes of devas. Isn't it in our Kenopanishad? First, the Agni goes. He cannot see, he cannot understand who is this Kimedam Yakshamiti. And then Vayu Devata goes and his Vayu taken out, Hawa nikal gayi. Then Indra goes, who is the king of the gods, the mind, that also doesn't know. Therefore, from the subjective point of view, Adhyatmic point of view, this absolute cannot be comprehended by the sense organs or organs of action. Then what is to be done? Know. What to know? Paranchi khani vetrunasvayambhu tasmat paran pashyati nantaratman kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanamaikshat avrutta chakshuhu amrutatvamichan. As long as we are sitting in the windows of our sense organs, etc., we will be paranchakhani, paranch, para anchan, to go. We will be going outward, not pratyak. We will be going out. And therefore, kaschid dhiraha, one rare indeed, a rare individual. What? Avrutta chakshuhu. He is no more extrovert. Why is no more extrovert? Because amrutattvam icchan. He is seeking something higher. Therefore here when we said name vidu suraganaha prabhavam na maharshayaha. So this is with reference to all our faculties. Then maharshayaha. Maharshi is our subtler faculties. So they also cannot know. So neither the sense organs, nor the organs of action, nor the prana, nor the mind, none of them can ever know me, because aham adir hi devanam, because I am their origin, and therefore they can never know me. And continuing further, now the third verse, and see the contradiction. Yo majamanadincha Vetti lokamaheshwaram asammudha samarteshu sarva papai pramuchyate. Yaha mam vetti, he who knows me. Bhagwan, just now you told that the devatas, maharshis, they cannot know. Then who can know you? See? Yo mam vetti, saha sarva papai pramuchyate. He is liberated from all the sins. Very good. And the devatas and the maharshis, they also cannot know me. Therefore, everybody is a papi. So you are telling us something that which is impossible. You yourself told just now that name vidu surganaha prabham na maharshayaha. So they do not know, then how will know? So now see what exactly is meant. Yo mam ajam anadim cha yasmad aham adi devanam maharshinam nacha mama anyaha adi vidyate ataham aja anadi cha anaditvam ajatve hetuhu tam mam ajam anadim cha yo vetti. So he who knows me that I am unborn. See, he is not telling anybody knows me. No, to know the reality as a causeless existence. Therefore, yo mam ajam anadim cha yasmadaham devanam maharshinam cha na mama anyaha adi vidyate. Because I am earlier than the devas and the maharshis. Now question will come. Who is earlier than you? Like one child has asked me this question. Swamiji, I want to know who has created God? So I said, you ask your mummy, because I am not created. No, you are not understanding. I am not complaining. Like, we ask, who has made the mess over here? No, I have not made. So who has created God? I say, I have not created. Then I said, you ask your mummy. That poor boy went to mummy. Mummy, Swamiji asked me to ask you who has created God. So mummy says, Swamiji, why are you, teaching my children wrong things? I said, what is the wrong thing? I don't know. I said, so your ignorance is surface or what? So, that which is created is not God. Uncreated existence is reality. See? Therefore, this question is invalid. Who created God? No. If it is created, it will be destroyed. See? Jatasya dhruvam mrityu, dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. Therefore, he who knows me that aham devanam maharshinam cha na mama anya adi vidyate. Therefore, don't go on, in a sequence of regress. That I am earlier than the devas, then earlier than the maharshis, and earlier than them I am. Therefore, then who is earlier than you? Don't go into that. Therefore, na anyaha adi vidyate ataham aja anadi cha anaditvam ajatve hetu. That which is beginningless is unborn. See? Anaditvam, beginningless, is ajatve hetu. That which is beginningless is unborn. And that is why ignorance is unborn. Because it is unborn, you can do nothing about it. So only bypass it. Don't get entangled in that. Now, tam mam ajam anadim cha yo vetti vijanati lokamaheshwaram lokana mahantam ishwaram turiyam ajnana tatkarya varjitam. So he who knows me, what he knows me, that vetti mam lokamaheshwaram. Now he who knows me, then I am lokanam maheshwara ishvara. So tam mam, I am the Maheshwar, Mahan Ishwar of all the lokas. Which are the lokas now? Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti, 3 lokas. Because lokyati iti lokaha. The field of experience is called as lok. Like, we say the world. In English, we use the word world. Now, world doesn't mean the whole world. World means, when you are in the musical concert, then you are in a totally different world. So, it is a musical world. If you are among the politicians, then you are in a political world. So, world means, or the loka means, the area of experience. So, what are the areas of experience? There are only three of them: Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti. And Loka Maheshwaram, therefore Turiyam, Ajnana Tat Karya. Ajnana is the causal body, the deep sleep, and Tat Karyam, Sapna, Sushupti, and Jagrat. So Tat Karya Varjitam, Mam Ishwaram Turiyam, Loka Maheshwaram Vetti. So he who knows me, now be very attentive. He has not an experience, but this much he knows, that the absolute is beyond the scope and the limitations of the relative. Now see how it is. Waking is waking in relation to the dream and the deep sleep. Dream is the dream in relation to the waking and the deep sleep. Deep sleep is deep sleep in relation to the waking and the dream. But in and through all the three of them, the Turiya Tattva, the absolute reality, is passing through. So that which is supporting the waking, that which is supporting the dream, that which is supporting the deep sleep. And because we are referring to these three, therefore we call it a Turiyam. But it cannot be even called as Turiyam. So this absolute Tattva, he who Mam Vetti, in this manner. Now, in this manner, he who will know the Turiya Tattva as the absolute reality, do you think he will be kept out of it? No. The Turiya Tattva cannot be recognized as other than I. If it becomes other than I, it is conditioned by I. And that which is conditioned by anything is relative, not absolute. Absolute is unconditioned, uncreated. Absolute being is their reality. So Turiyam Ajnana Tatkarya Varjitam, who know this Asammudaha, Sammoha Varjitaha. Now Asammudaha, I'll just give you some deep instruction. Just see in a second the truth is revealed. Asammudaha, the one who is not deluded. How we are deluded? We are deluded by carrying the load of the past and projecting the unborn future. As a result, we go away from the absolute present. Present alone is the truth. Past is not, future will never be. So when we thus remain in the absolute present, all the moha has gone. What is the moha? What is the delusion? Moha is insisting to bring the past into the present. And it can never happen. If we understand this basic principle, then we have no choice but to live in the present. So being in the present is being with the Lord. See? What more realization is required? And when we go in the past or the future, we go away from the Lord. Therefore, Asammudaha, he who is in the absolute present. Because present, when it is relative, it is with reference to past and the future. When the present is absolute, it is the presence. He who recognizes me as the divine presence, unconditioned by anything. Asammudasya marteshu, he is sammoha varjitaha marteshu manusheshu. And such a wise man, undeluded one, sarva papaihi, sarvaihi papaihi, mati purva, amati purva krutaihi. See? All the sins happened knowingly or unknowingly. Now see how simple it is. Sins are happening only when Kriya is associated with the karta. When the action is associated with the doership, then it is called as the deed. So in the legal word they call it, have you signed the deed? There it has to be authenticated. In our Vedic karma, etc., unless we take the sankalpa, that karma cannot be considered as valid. So there has to be a doer. Now when you are told, asammudaha, he who is living in the absolute present, he has no load of the past, therefore he is not carrying the doership with him. And when you don't carry the doership, you do not have ego at all. Because what is the ego? Ego is the summation of the total past is called as the ego. In the deep sleep, why the ego is zero? Because there is no past, there is no future. And because there is no past and future, because there is no ego, therefore we are happy. See? So, sarva papaihi pramuchyate. The sin is this only. What is the sin? Sin is being the absolute reality, we start behaving like a relative miserable one. Remember this principle I am emphasizing again and again. Those who become miserable because of anybody, they are fools. Moodha. I am not telling, Bhagavan Krishna is telling. Those who become miserable because of others, they have taken their position to be a relative. Therefore, asammudasya marteshu sarva papai pramuchyate. Therefore, friends, there is only one sin, and the sin is self-forgetfulness, identity crisis, not recognizing who we are. And if you stop there, doesn't matter. But we don't stop there. We start projecting. Like in deep sleep, we don't know who we are. So it doesn't make any difference. But we don't know what we are. And then we started creating our image. See? And then the summation of those images is called as the I. Now just see, this example will make it very clear. In somebody's house I went long time back, and the moment you enter their house, there is a front room kind of thing, and the whole wall is a very big wall. And on that big wall, they had fixed photographs, 17 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. 17 photographs of the same person, their child. So I saw and I went straight away to each other. Swamiji, have you noticed anything? I said, I noticed nothing. My interest is only tea, therefore no tea I don't see. He said, no tea, sir, no? I don't see. I see only tea, so I went there. No, please come, and I'll show you something. I said, all right. How do you like this? I said, it's very good. You don't ask what it is. I said, what is there to ask? It is very good. You tell me what it is. Swamiji, everybody who comes to our house, they always ask and you never ask. I said, I am not everybody. I am special buddy. And then they said, Swamiji, these are the photographs of my son. Every year one photograph. This is his first birthday, second birthday, third birthday, like that, 17 birthdays, I said, where is this fellow now? So he said, oh, he's inside. I said, will you call him? I said, Swamiji, I'll try. He said, if he comes, he comes. He doesn't come, he doesn't come, So I said, try. He's your son, so he will never listen to you. Try. You tell him that you are not calling, I am calling, then he may listen. So he went. He said, Swamiji has come and he wants to talk to you and ask you about the photographs. So, okay, Dad, I'll come. Hang on. So the dad was hanging on. And after some time that fellow, yes. I said, these are yours, of course. Now when you look at them, so many of them, so these are so many images of yours. Which of them you are? Tell me. All of them, if you mix them into one, it will become a mess. So which of these you are? He said all of them, but they are separate from each other. So are you so many things? No. You are one, is it not? Then which you are? I don't know what you want, I am getting confused. I said, look here, what you are is all these pictures, like the flowers, you have kept them, and through them there is the thread of continuity. And then you say, this garland I am. Is it not? In the same manner, all of us, our total past, all the wakers, they are put together, sutre manigana iva, like the sutra. The thread is supporting all the money, all the flowers, all the beads. In the same manner, all these wakers, they are put together in a continuous thread of consciousness. And this spurious continuity is called as the ego. See? Get into it deeply. Therefore, we are actually supporting all these flowers. Flowers we are not. But we think we are the fools. And therefore, all the fools, they are put together and a garland is created. So the seeming spurious continuity is called as ego. And the actual continuity is the reality. Therefore, yaha mam asammudaha sarva marteshu sarva papai pramuchyate. So this is the papa, this is the sin. That we create a personality out of nothing. Now, itacha aham maheshwaro lokanam, because I am the Maheshwara of the world, and therefore lokanam, of all the experience, says I am the eternal boss of all the experiences. Now, these two verses we will read together and try to understand. Buddhir jnanam sammohaha Kshama satyam damashamaha Sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha Bhayam cha bhayameva cha Ahimsa samata tushtihi Tapodanam yasho yashaha Bhavanti bhava bhutanam Matta eva pruthak vidhaha Pruthak vida bhavaha bhutanam matta eva bhavanti. All these manifestations are from me, mattaha. Which are these manifestations? Now see, first the singlets we'll find out, and then the pairs. What are the singlets? Buddhi, jnanam, asammoha, kshama, then satyam, then dhamma, shama, then ahimsa, samata, tushti, tapo, danam. How many? 12 of them. And the pairs. Sukham, dukkham, pair number 1. Bhava, abhava, pair number 2. Bhayam, abhaya, pair number 3. And yashaha, ayashaha, pair number 4. So 12 plus 8. 20 examples are given by the Lord. All those 20 are mattaha eva bhutanam pruthak bhavaha bhavanti. All these expressions are from me. Now each one of them we'll try to understand, and then we'll come to the main theme, because both are important to be known. Each word, these different bhavas also to be known, and the main theme. So, yo mam ajam anadim chavetya loka maheshwaram, that recognition of the one divinity in and through the totality also necessary. So first, buddhi. Buddhi means what? Antakarnasya sukshma adi artha avabodhana samarthyam tadvantam buddhiman iti vadanti. So, buddhihi, the one who has these antakaranasya sukshma adi. Sukshma adi means what? What will be the etc. for the sukshma? Sukshma, sukshma tara, sukshma tama, subtle, subtler, and the subtlest. So, antakaranasya sukshma adi artha avabodhana samarthyam is called as buddhi. Buddhi is that ability, that faculty by which we are able to peep beyond the known frontiers of knowledge. Now see, we are able to go beyond the known frontiers of knowledge, and therefore we are able to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and thus our discrimination becomes subtler and subtler. This samarthya, this ability, he who has, is called as a buddhivan or buddhi. So buddhivan. Now, this is the ability, is called a buddhi. Second is jnanam. Jnanam is atmadi padarthanam avabodha. Jnana means the bodha, recognition. So, what is the atma, what is the anatma, what is the prakriti, what is the vikruti, what is the ego, what is the meaning of the jagat, what is the meaning of the Ishvara. So this whole thing has to be clearly known. Without a clear road map, you can never drive peacefully. See? Many times, when we go in India, nowhere there are directions and boards. Because if they put the boards and direction, people go and fix, vote for this Dumbo. So you cannot see what is the board. So one person asked me when you are going, why do they fix, these advertisements on the these boards, signs? I said, because they don't want us to see that. Then how we will know? I said, in India, you are not short of human beings. Anywhere you get somebody or the other. If you don't know, stop. Bhaiya, and Bhaiya will tell you. I have to go to Pilani, how to go? Why you want to go to Pilani? He will start interviewing you. And then there will be tea and coffee and all that. And then he will say, Bhaiya, mujhe malum nahi. That joy you don't get anywhere in the world. So, jnanam, what is the atma, what is the anatma? Padarthanam, pada artha. Pada means word. So when we say atma means what? Like in the 6th chapter we have seen, bandhuratma atmanastasya jenai atma atmana jitaha. So, uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmana. See how many atme have come here? So padartha, padanamartha, that is called as jnanam. So jnanam is correct understanding of all the words which are used, jnanam. And it is not necessary that only the adhyatmic jnanam, everything is called as the jnanam. So when we say, for example, mouse. Now when the word mouse is said, we have to understand in what reference it is said. If the reference is that of the computer science and if the teacher tells, now take the mouse and give the right click. So you start running after to catch a mouse. Then no, it's wrong. Therefore, jnanam, correct understanding of every word, buddhi jnanam. Then third, asammoha. Asammoha, pratyutpanneshu bodhavyeshu vivekapurvika pravrittihi. Asammudaha means after having correctly assessed whatever comes in front of, accordingly interacting with the world is called as asammoha. See how beautiful it is. Pratyupapanneshu bodhavyeshu. So whatever has come in front of us, prati upapannam, coming nearer, bodhavyeshu, and whatever is to be known, vivekapurva pravrittihi, interacting with understanding, is called as asammoha. So when we know that if you put your hand into the fire, it burns, and even then you just want to put it, then that is sammoha. So asammoha. Then the asammoha therefore means what? Viveka Shakti, the power of discrimination. Then kshama. Kshama is what? Akrishtasya taditasya va avikrita chittata. When somebody shouts at us or somebody beats us, that time also the mind is not reacting. See the word used by Bhagavan? Avikrita chittata. The mind does not undergo any modification. When somebody insults us, immediately the mind goes under modification, isn't it? Shvasa prashvasa, phur 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 phur. The eyes become red, and there is a sharira kampanam. See, sabhuva. Don't forget those. So those antarayaha and the other are sabhuva. So all these things will not start. Then it is kshama. You know, this kshama is such a positive quality. What happens with this kshama is, this is the simplest method of helping ourselves grow spiritually. What is the simplest method? When we are forgiving something or somebody, what is the meaning of forgiveness? Meaning of forgiveness means we do not hold that topic or that person in our mind thereafter. Suppose I have troubled you. Why suppose Swamiji? Okay, I had troubled you. But then you have forgiven. So when you have forgiven, what you have done? You have dropped me from your mind. And if you don't forgive me, then what will happen? You will carry the load on your mind all the time. And as long as I am as a load on your mind, you will keep suffering. So, kshama akrishtasya taditasya va avikrita chittata. The ability to forgive. Forgiveness is the natural state of our being. Therefore, Prithvi is called as kshama. All the Pancha Mahabhutas are also called as kshama. Forgiveness. Then Satyam, next one. Satyam is what? Yatha drishtasya yatha hrutasya cha atmanubhavasya parabuddhi sankrantaye tatha eva uccharyamana vak satyam uchyate. How beautiful Bhagavan Shankara writes. Whatever we have seen, whatever we have heard, whatever we have experienced, the same kind of understanding when we are able to create in the mind of others through our speech, that speech is called as Satya. Yatha drishtasya, what we have seen. Then yatha shrutasya, what we have heard. And atmanubhavasya cha, and what we have experienced. Parabuddhi sankrantaye, creating an understanding in the mind of others. Parabuddhi sankrante. Tatha eva uccharyamana vak. So that speech by which exactly the same experience is created, then it is called as, that speech or that vak is called as satyam uchyate. It is something like this. You must have seen in the field of devotion, when the people, Mahatmas, they talk on devotion, and if they are also overpowered by the bhavana of devotion to the Lord, and then they start, I really enjoyed many times when many Mahatmas, they sit for Bhagavad Katha and they keep the towel here. Not because it is hot, but they'll start crying. And then this happened and that happened and all that. And then all the gopis were crying. Hey Akrura, why your name is Akrura? You should have been kept Krura. Akrura said, it's not my fault, it's my mummy's fault. They are kept And then the gopis are crying and this Kathakar is also crying. And the whole audience is crying there, So that kind of transferring one's experience in the heart of others, that speech is called as the Satyam. And therefore, he who is talking the experience, he alone is talking the truth. And when there is no experience, only Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam, only words without any meaning. So, Buddhir Jnanam Asammohaha Kshama Satyam Damashamaha. Now, Damaha is Bayendriya Upashamaha. So, the control of all the external organs. Bayendriya is Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya. So, all the 10 organs of action and sense are under full control. Santa Gyaneshwar Maharaj tells, if we can control one organ, we have achieved a great thing. And then one organ is our tongue. Because it is 2 in 1. It is Karmendriya as well as it is Jnanendriya. So our whole life goes only on the test. And another thing goes on wagging, non-stop talking about something or the poultry farm. So if this is controlled, we have tried this, Damaha, and the further things, Shama, Sukham, Dukkham, etc. This will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.